The whereabouts of Sebelaye Fubara, the governor of Rivers State, is unknown to Rivers people. He has not spoken to anybody. We have not seen him. We are demanding that Fubara should come on television if he's alive. Because we can observe that Wike can go any length. And Mr. President is backing him. They can do anything to this young man. We want Rivers people demand to know his whereabouts and to know what is happening to him.
All right, so as you all know, because of the heat of what is going on in Rivers State, there have been some burst of pipeline explosion here and there. Now, I have my suspicions as to the people that are responsible for these things. Suspicions. But then again, I just feel the need to say this to all our youth in the Niger Delta region. I know because of what is going on, some of you want Fubara to still be there. Some of you want Wike. You know, the politics, the tension is very high. And some of you will want to make a statement. Please, I want you all to understand that whatever you do, don't take your mind towards busting of pipelines. Because now the thing go affect pass. All these politicians so they say, okay, yes, I won't scare. They don't go feel them because they don't stack money, they don't save money. Go back to our history. If we don't know how many years Niger Delta suffered this issue of busting of pipelines, our lands will be contaminated. The lands will be contaminated. People know if you farm. Poverty don't come. Nobody will buy fuel. Companies go start to run. You understand? All those companies go run. So what do we do? Now, I would still understand that even as those companies, nobody say people, they benefit. A lot of those communities still they suffer because the leaders just, they harness everything. They chop them for their self alone. But please and please, do not be an instrument of all these bad people to go the bust pipeline. Do not be used as an instrument to bust pipeline. This is Nigerian property. Do not scatter Nigerian property for any reason. If you want to stand for whoever you are supporting, think of a better way to do it. Busting of pipeline takes us back. Takes us back. You know, the carriers go front. You understand? Politicians, mostly, they care about what they won't get. I still understand, so if you bust them, it could cause them a little bit of a problem, but now we just suffer and pass. That being said, I still don't suspect Niger Delta youth of busting. All this one where happened recently. I still suspect them. Not them, I still suspect. I feel like they needed something to happen so that they'll feel Rush River State. May they declare this their state of emergency. That is my suspicion. I'm not saying that that's what happened. It's a suspicion. Because the way they quickly take run enter River State, you understand? Declare the state of emergency. Oh, Fubara suspension, You understand? You're gonna see something fishy was going down. You understand? Pipeline just do poof. Next thing they don't reach. It be like saying, nah, them. Now you still run this package. But like I said, this is a Nigerian property. Make una no involve yourself in things like this. Anything where concern vandalizing, breaking pipelines, busting of pipeline explosion, I beg. Please. Niger Delta don't suffer enough. I beg. Need I remind you, that oil from that place, now they survive all of us for this country. Nigeria no get any other thing where they give them money. We know they produce anything. No be say the government no fit encourage production, but they will not do it. This oil money don't cause problem. Don't claim a lot of lives. It don't claim a lot of lives. And this is another reason why they cannot welcome technology. They cannot welcome all these they cannot welcome all these electric cars and all that. Because the oil money too big. So they don't want anything that will make that oil money stop coming. So all these politicians, they will do anything for that oil. Understand? Now they survive the whole country. So why did they say you won't make statement to politicians? It will also affect us. And now we be the ants in the scheme of things. We are the ants in the scheme of things. So unless we unite as ants, we're not going to do anything. If they scattered all over the place, we can't do anything. They'll just crush us with their legs. Do not scatter or put yourself, get involved in anything that has to do with exploding of the pipelines. Please.
Well, let's bring in Nyesom Wike into the conversation. Some of the arguments we've seen will be people saying that Nyesom Wike, that the president has been unfair in the sense that he's leveling punishment to Fubara and the rest, but has left Nyesom Wike to go scot-free. Do you think that Nyesom Wike should have been suspended or retired? And it seems that with the way that he's carried along, many will say that he's more powerful than his political party. And in some sense, maybe he has the government under control. These are some of the statements we're hearing, and I'd like to hear your thoughts on that.
Tinubu is not a disinterested party in this crisis. I read Fubara's statement, and I was amazed. He's still talking about the president with so much deference. I'm not saying the governor should not respect the president. But come of it, you are the head of a federative unit. You are the chief executive officer of a state. The head of a national government has removed you as the head of some national government. You are still saying, Mr. President. Tinubu has taken sides. He has never been neutral in this crisis. In which universe does a president tell a governor that commissioners who have publicly expressed their opposition to the appointment resign from your cabinet? because they are lining with your predecessor that you must bring them back to the cabinet. Whereas under the Constitution, and those who are saying Tinubu is trying to respect the Constitution, which Constitution are they talking about? Under the Constitution, guess what? The power to appoint the commissioner is gubernatorial. Only the governor can exercise it. And you have already interfered with the power of the governor to do that. You have interfered with the power of the governor to present budget. You have interfered with the power of the governor to even do it. In fact, they even insisted that not only should he recall the commissioners, they must be returned to their former
position. Why do you say that President Tinubu is not an interested
to their former ministries? The ministries they occupied. The Attorney General, former Attorney General of Rivers State, who had basically tried to frustrate the governor in court, you say you must bring him back as Attorney General. All the conditions that Tinubu said, only Fubara, everything was Fubara. Where is Yes on Wike? It's just, guess what? I saw a video yesterday on his Twitter, and guess what? Wike is still minister. He has not been suspended. So this is the person that Tinubu has power to suspend because he appointed.
But the Attorney General defended him yesterday.
Of course, because he's his party man.
I mean, he's a member of the PDP.
Who?
Yes, on Wike.
On record, officially.
Yes.
But we are not stupid. We know more than that.
Let's look at the broader implication.
I'm saying that nobody should be deceived that Tinubu is trying to resolve this as the father of the nation.
So why is he interested in this? Because he said
because Rivers people voted against him. He has to punish them. The APC lost Rivers State in 2023. The evidence is there. APC lost Rivers State.
But APC lost Lagos too. Why is he not punishing Lagos?
Why is he not punishing Lagos? Because Samuel is the governor.
Now let's look at the broader implication of this. Your grouse is with Section 305.
This is malicious. Rivers people rejected APC. Let us deal with them. Maybe it's also about the allocation of the state in the light of the announcement yesterday.
Do you think that there's also a 2027 plan in the picture?
Of course, because Rivers people will still vote against APC. I believe most Nigerians will still vote against APC. This is about putting structures ahead of the next election. It has nothing to do with, because if you truly want to stop this crisis, one phone, 10 minutes conversation between Tinubu and Wike would have ended this.
Now let's look at what the president said. I think that the president has violated the Constitution, even within the purview of Section 305. And he has violated the Constitution because he was not properly advised to respect that section of the Constitution. In what regard did he violate that section of the Constitution? In fact, he acted as a dictator by saying that the administrator that he has appointed can make regulations and laws will be made for the Rivers State House of Assembly henceforth by the Federal Executive Council. The Federal Executive Council does not have such powers. Section 11 of the same Constitution says that, look, when there is a state of emergency, it's only the National Assembly that can make laws for a state House of Assembly. Now, President Tinubu has appropriated unto himself the powers to make laws for the Rivers State House of Assembly. That's an impeachable offense. I don't know whether the National Assembly will have the courage either to reject his gazetted proclamation or to proceed on an issue of impeachment against him for violating the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Now, the other relevant portion of the Constitution is Section 188. Section 188 of the Constitution spells out how a governor can be removed from office. A governor cannot be removed from office by the proclamation of the President of Nigeria. It can only be removed if there is gross misconduct, as put as an allegation by the House of Assembly, and then the CJ is advised to form a panel of reasonable people, people of distinguished qualities in the state. And if that panel now decides, within the purview of Section 188, that those allegations are wrong, that puts an end to that process. The president has not followed that. He has acted unilaterally. Section 1, subsection 2 of the same Constitution says that this country, called Nigeria, cannot be governed except by the provisions of the Constitution. There is no provision in the 1999 Constitution that says that the President of Nigeria can unilaterally remove a governor, remove the deputy governor, remove the legislature of a state in Nigeria. So that proves that this is a violation of the Constitution. I go to the third leg of my analysis, which is to say that who advised the president? The people who advise the president must be called to order. Lateef Fagbemi, SAN, is a very distinguished lawyer. I don't understand how Lateef Fagbemi, SAN, arrived at this advice. And I also say that retired Vice Admiral Ibakete Ibas, if he's a patriot and a citizen, he must reject this appointment, making him sole administrator of Rivers State, because it is a wrong appointment and his own integrity has been called to order. Whatever may be the motivations, he must act as a citizen and issue a statement forthwith to say that he will not be party to the violation of the Constitution. Now, what argument are they putting up? It has been said that, oh, Obasanjo did this when he was president. After all, he removed Dari in Plateau, he removed Fayose in Ekiti. Look, at that time, Akinolujimi, SAN, who was Attorney General, was relying, I think, on the 1960 Constitution. The explanation that he offered, that the 1960 Constitution and the emergency, the Declaration of State Emergency Act of 1961, allowed the federal government to remove a governor or remove a legislature. Now, it was wrong. Because at the time he was making that statement, with due respect, the operative law in Nigeria was, either it was the 1999 Constitution. So Akinolujimi saying it was 1960 Constitution, 1961 Declaration of Emergency Act, was just using political expediency to justify the illegality that President Obasanjo engaged in. And people who are quoting the Obasanjo president must realize that an armed robber cannot say that because one armed robber got away with it, so you also have a right to commit armed robbery. That is wrong. The second point that I would like to make, again with due respect, is that people have been referring to the Jonathan period, that Jonathan declared a state of emergency in about 3 states of the Federation, Adamawa, Borno, I think Yobe. Now, that argument has been settled by Mohammed Bello Aduke, who was Attorney General of that time, in his book, The Burden of Service. I don't remember the specific pages. But as a reviewer of that book, I reviewed that book on the back page of this. I recall that Mohammed Aduke argued that there's nowhere in the Constitution that the president is empowered, that's 1999 Constitution, that the president is empowered to remove a sitting governor or remove a sitting House of Assembly. And that was why under President Jonathan, no governor was removed, no deputy governor was removed, no state House of Assembly was sacked, no local government chairman was even removed in those 3 states. So the people who are just making argument about president, they are speaking out of ignorance. And I recommend Adoke's book for them to find that explanation.